up, everybody? DJMP right here, about to give you an entire review of the Denon DN-X1600. I know I'm really late on this review. I posted the unboxing probably 8 months ago, and I never got around to the review, and I apologize for that, but here it is, so hopefully I redeem myself now. So let's just get into it. I'm just going to run over the mixer quickly. I'm not going to show you everything, but I'm going to go into the stuff that you won't be able to read on paper. I'm going to go into the menus and stuff like that, show you all the features that you can use. So let's just get into it now. I mean, it looks pretty standard, obviously. 4-channel mixer right here. So, I mean, it's close to the DJM-700 and the 800. In my opinion, it's better, but I know it's not going to have like club support. If you go to a club, there's going to be a 7 or an 800 or something like that. But it's very similar, so I feel like the transition won't be too bad if I go to clubs and DJ and stuff like that. So we have MIDI right here. Every channel is MIDI. Everything on the actual mixer is MIDI, so that's nice. But the channels are MIDI, and what you can do is you can combine the layers of MIDI, so that way when you bring your up fader down, you're also bringing the MIDI control down along with the volume. So let me show you. Let me reload a track here, and this is all MIDI as well. This is an entire MIDI strip, and what I've done already is I've assigned a load button. This is load to load my right track. This is to load my left track, and these two are to load the middle channels, which I rarely use, but you can do that. And also right here, this is my scroll wheel. As you can see, look at Serato. I'm scrolling through Serato. Let me see if I can get both of these in here. Barely. You can see my hand. You can see the selections in Serato moving. So we got that, and then also up here, this one, I have it assigned for the transitions in Video SL right here. So if I press that, if I press it down, it opens up a menu right here, and then I can scroll through, press it again to select a new transition, and there you go. You can see the transition already, how it's different. So anyway, I mean, this mixer is sick. In my opinion, it's awesome, and I'm going to run through the menu right now because I feel like that's where I'm going to uncover the most, and I'm going to show you guys most of the stuff that you probably want to see. Like, you want to see what this mixer can do. So I'm going to show you all the crazy features that it has. It's obviously digital, so I mean, there's so many more possibilities than it is for an analog mixer. So, you know, let me get into the menu here, and you press this utility button to get into the menu. And then it's divided into 5 categories. You can see the 5 categories here. Let's just go to audio. You can adjust if you want your master to come out mono. I don't know why you'd want that. You can adjust your ducking level on your mic. You can adjust your ducking, I'm not sure, I believe that's resonance. Anyway, I'm not an expert, so don't question me. Like, I'm giving you my personal opinion. You can adjust your mic EQs right here. You can adjust your lows and highs. That's really nice. And this is all on the mixer, so I mean, this is sick. You can also, let's get into audio. Let's get to what else is really cool in here. Your USB audio. That's something I really wanted to show you. You can assign your USB audio. This thing has a built-in sound card, so you can assign your USB audio. Say if you're using Virtual DJ, you don't even need a sound card. This can be your sound card for Virtual DJ if you want to run a DVS system. So that's really nice. I think that's an awesome feature. Unfortunately, I use Serato, so I still have to have the Serato scratch box. I have an SL3, but I mean, the capability is there if you want to use something else, and it's very nice. And what I use the sound card for is for recording. Since I have to have MIDI hooked up anyway to my MacBook, I just basically send the audio master signal through the USB cable into the computer, and I can record it. I don't have to have a separate line in, plugged in, or anything like that. It'll record straight through the USB. So that's what I use the USB for. But as you can see here, you can assign everything. You can assign your assignments, whether you want it to be channel or master. Then you can run through here. You can assign your outputs, and you have a total of 8 outputs here. And I have them all assigned to master since I just want to record my master output. You can adjust your in and out levels. You have presets right here that you can save. Very nice. You can even adjust your cue. Also, your crossfader, this is really cool. You can adjust your cut-in position. So say if you want your crossfader to start a little bit, let's say you want the curve to be the same, like you really like the curve setting that you have for your crossfader, but let's say you want it to cut in a little bit earlier or later, and it's just a hair. You can see this is in millimeters right here, so you can adjust that. You can adjust that on both sides, the A and the B. So that's something that I really like, and that's something that I actually utilized, and I mean, I feel that it helps, especially if you're scratching. You can have this down to the absolute minimal setting to where just a hair over, you know, a millimeter or two, and you already have audio. So that's great if you're a scratch DJ. Beat breaker, that's one of the effects on here, and what it does is it chops up the beats, and it basically just throws back a chopped up sample. It's hard to explain, and maybe I'll put some audio on and throw that in for you to give you an idea of what it sounds like. But these are all the patterns, and you can actually adjust the patterns, customize them to what you want it to sound like, and then you can use those. So let's go into the system now. You can adjust your sample rate right here. That's really nice. You can you have to set this up if you're going to use MIDI. So you just have to select PC or Mac. I mean, it's fairly simple. I'm running with the latest version here. There's not a whole lot in the system settings, but the sample rate is nice. I don't see any reason. It can go up to 96, I believe, but there's no point to use that. I mean, in my opinion, it seems pointless to go that high. And then MIDI, you can adjust all of these settings, your input, your output channel. You can enable whether you want it to be 5-pin MIDI or USB MIDI. It has capability to output both. You have your MIDI click here that you can adjust. I honestly don't even know what that means. I've had the mixer for 6 months and I still don't know. There's still stuff that I have not been able to explore on this mixer. And you have V-Link, which I believe is a video mixing proprietary software that is special to Denon only. It's not something I've tried out because I really like Video SL. I mean, it's so easy. But I know it is possible. They have special software specifically designed for this mixer and setup. And you can see right here, it says Tractor Scratch Certified. Then we have other, not a whole lot in other. You have export and initial, initialize and export. I honestly don't even know what that does. I'm not going to mess with it. And then you have your owner settings right here. Your digital out. There's a digital out as well. Your USB mode. There's 2 USB ports, one for upgrading the firmware, and another one for exporting MIDI and audio. So that's pretty much it in the settings. I'm going to run through the effects real quick. Most of them are standard. You'll recognize them. So let me get a track playing here. Just give me a second. And as you can see, I'm not even going to my computer. What do I want to play? Really doesn't matter, does it? Let's just go with this right here. Little Swedish House Mafia and Dead Mau mashup. So, let's get the effects going here. You can tap the tempo, or you can customize it, and you have your effect sends right here, so you don't want to insert it right here. I'm just going to hold it and set it manually. I find that's more accurate anyway. Hang on, I didn't hold it long enough. If you hold it, you'll see it changes to input, and then you can go by every tenth. So there we go. Now we're at 128. That's what it should be playing at. Now let's see. And then you have your effects parameters down here. Your dry wet, your on off. This is another customizing option. Honestly, I'm not sure how to explain it. It kind of creates a phaser type effect on top of the effects, so it's kind of confusing, kind of hard to explain. And then this is where you choose your effects, obviously right here. You just press down to select it. Let's just run through them real quick. This is your delay. And you can obviously go down to go by a beat, 3/4, half, and these are all, this is customizable on every single effect. So it'd be echo, and I believe that's called post fader. if you drop the fader and the echo or the effect continues to roll out. That's called post-fader effects, I believe. And you can see the on-off switch gets really bright here. And you have your ping pong effect, which I really don't like too much. It just kind of bounces beats back and forth and samples. It's really weird and I don't like it. It doesn't sound good. And honestly, it doesn't sound all that different to me. Let's get a different track on here. I'm not feeling this one right now. Alright. You got your transformer. That's one of them that I really like. I don't use it too much. I should probably use it more. Almost like, if you produce, you would know this. Almost like a sidechain compression. Very cool. A lot of French house uses this. David Guetta uses this a lot. You can chop this up. Wow, that's 1/8 of a beat right there. Keep moving. Hit the flanger. Your filter. And you can see this adjusts basically like the frequency that the effect is applied to. And it can completely cut off the audio. So almost as if it's like a high cut and a low cut right here, and then in the middle it sounds the exact same. Phaser. You know, most of these are pretty standard effects. I mean, nothing too special here. It's what you'd expect in a mixer like this, to at least have this stuff. Reverb. Echo, reverb, loop. And that's one of those effects that I would really suggest tapping in or inputting the BPM manually. You need to be right on target with the BPM with the loop, otherwise it's going to be out of time. Reverse loop. Sounds kind of funky right there. Let me get some lyrics so you can hear that a little bit better. Wait till we get some highs and some lyrics in here. Let me skip forward to the track. And we're almost done here, a couple more. You can adjust the pitch. This is one I don't like and I don't use. The beat breaker is what I was talking about. This is something I also don't use too much, but it's kind of creative. And these are all just preset patterns. Basically just chops up whatever is coming through the mixer in different patterns, different times. And scratch. I honestly don't even know what that's supposed to mimic. If it's supposed to mimic scratching, it doesn't mimic scratching at all, so avoid that at all costs. So that's pretty much, as far as the effects, that's it. I'm going to go through a couple more things. I'm going to show you the MIDI in action. I'm going to show you on Video SL how everything is uplinked right here and set up. I have my faders set up so that way I'll try and show you here. I'm not going to be able to show you the mixer at the same time, but right now I'm just dropping my channel fader, and if there's audio, let me get audio in here too. so that way it's a better example. The audio will drop as the image fades. So you can see a nice smooth fade there. Back up. Same thing with the crossfader. You can adjust the curves on all of this stuff. For the audio and the video, you can adjust them individually. You can adjust the audio curves on the mixer and the video curves through Video SL. And you can see right here, that's the transition I got right now. And then I'm all the way to the left now, so it cuts the sound completely, but I have nothing playing on the left channel. Let me put something on the left channel so you can get a better idea. What do we want to hear? How about whatever? It really doesn't matter, does it? You guys don't care, you just want to see it in action. Alright. Now, we have one track playing right here. And it's not beat matched or anything, so it's going to sound a little funky. Then we got a little Lady Gaga remix coming in right now. And this is with the crossfader. And now the audio is cut. And then now I'm using the channel 1. You can see the audio and the video cut out. So plenty of features on this mixer. I don't know what else I can go into too much detail about. Honestly, everything on the mixer is really nice. It feels great quality. It feels like it was made well. I got a great deal on mine. You probably won't find a deal that good. And if I had to pay more, I probably would have gotten the DJM-700 or 800 just because it's the club standard, and that's something that I want to get used to as I hope to get club gigs soon. So overall though, amazing mixer. If I had my choice in a club, I would use this over an 800 or 700. You have all this customizable MIDI, dedicated MIDI right here. Like, they put this in just so that way you wouldn't have to be messing with your low or something like that, your low or your mid or your high EQs as a MIDI device. Like, I want to use them all right here. I hate to confuse the two. So that's something I really like. The effects are great. The onboard sound card is really good. As I said, you can go up to 96 hertz, I believe, and 24-bit audio. So, I mean, really good quality there. You can use this with Virtual DJ or Tractor, obviously, as well as your sound card if you want to use a DVS system. So overall, really good. You have 2 mic inputs, effects sends on all this stuff. You can use an external effects machine as well. It has an effects send and return on it as well, so that's really nice. And overall, it's a really nice mixer, and I think it's better than the Pioneers. So, I mean, if you have the choice, probably go with the Pioneer if you're planning on playing out a lot and you want the same setup, you want it to be consistent. But I don't play out a ton at clubs where I'm using other people's equipment. It's mostly mobile if I do anything. So anyway, that's my review. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a great mixer, and I would recommend it. I give it probably 4.5 out of 5 stars. So that's it. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you have questions, leave a comment, and also rate it as well. So anyway, that's it, everybody. Thank you very much for checking this out. Hopefully I helped some of you out there, and I know it was a long time coming, so I apologize.